As he closes this chapter in his life with the Houma Police Department, he will surely be greatly missed. Dana is a 1991 graduate of Ellendon Memorial High School, where after graduation he attended Southern University, graduating in 1995. Chief Coleman immediately started his career with the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Department and transferred to the Houma Police Department after 2 years. So starting his career with the Houma Police Department, he worked in uniform patrol, narcotics, as a school resource officer, and his alma mater, Ellendon Memorial High School. Chief Coleman was then transferred into the Investigative Services Division, where he excelled as an investigator. Chief Coleman took pride in his work at the Houma Police Department, with his most memorable case being the Serial Killer Task Force. In 2015, Chief Coleman was appointed to the position of police chief and made his mark in history as the first African-American police chief in the history of the Houma Police Department. During his tenure as police chief, the department excelled, as he even served as the president of the Louisiana Police Chiefs Association. The accomplishments that were made while under his command as chief, Coleman, will carry on for generations to come. During your time as chief, you were faced with many challenges, such as COVID and the most destructive hurricane ever to strike Terrebonne Parish. We had officers without homes, businesses that were destroyed, and portions of our agencies that were destroyed as well. Just as we felt that things could not get any worse, we were struck with the tragic death of Officer Austin Spencer Bush, who had a bright future ahead of him with our agency. We leaned on you for your support in our time of sorrow as our agency grieved the tragic loss. Your leadership and faith is what led us from the dark and into the light and back to where we are today. And we are grateful for that. These are just some of the many accomplishments of Chief Dana Tymone Coleman. But who is Dana Coleman? Dana Coleman is a man of God, a son, a husband, a father, a brother, a friend, a brother in blue, and a man of his word. I can assure you that as you celebrate this great achievement in life, your dad is smiling down upon you with pride as you have achieved so much. Dana, we would like to thank you for your 28 years of service and take pride in the next chapter of your life as you have earned it. You have always reminded us of the importance of prayer and left us embedded in us with the values of honor, pride, dedication, and unity. And we're thankful for that. On behalf of the Houma Police Association, I would like for you to come up and take this token of our appreciation.
I know I may have my opportunity to get up here and speak in a little bit, but I must say that this token from our agency is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a replica of the duty weapon that I carry for my career. It has on the front, Houma Police Department, first African American police chief. It has the engraving of our badge. And one thing that's really touching is it has my actual signature on here, and it says 28 years of dedicated service. So I want to be the first to say this. Thank you, Chief Terrio. Thank you to the men and women of our agency, and I'll address you in a few minutes. Thank you.
Like a I'd like to recognize one of our out-of-town visitors who would like to come up and say a few words, City Marshal Calvin Cooks.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here today. When I received the phone call to come, I didn't think twice because Dana is a personal friend of mine. I met him many, many years ago. He was a young officer with the Houma Police Department, and I was a young officer with the Thibodeau Police Department. I had an opportunity to move up in the ranks, and so did he. And it looks like he made a move, I made a move. You know, I was chief of detectives, he became chief of detectives. You know, I became assistant chief of police, he became the police chief over here in Houma. But I can tell you, if I needed something in Houma, Dana Coleman was the person that I called. If he needed something in Thibodeau, he called me. And listen, I gave him a name, he knew right off the bat who it was. And sometimes had him in custody before I got to Houma to come interview the guy. It's never easy being a police officer in the same community that you have to police. Me and Dana had that conversation many, many times. That you're in the same grocery store with the people, sometimes you live in the same neighborhood, you go to the same church. You know, you get the side eye, you get people that's upset with you because you may have put their child in jail. So it's been a struggle for many, many years. And again, we personal friends, so we talk a lot. You know, so this opportunity that Dana has is a great opportunity right now. It feels good. He was there for me in 2020 when I retired from the Thibodeau Police Department. And guess what? I'm here today. I had something else scheduled, but I canceled my plans to be here today. So on behalf of the Thibodeau City Marshal's Office and myself, I want to say congratulations to you and good luck in your future endeavors. And also, today I met your mother for the first time, and I heard she makes some good sweet potato pie. So I put my order in, and Dana, I'm going to call you. I'm going to send you a text message, okay? Because I want to taste those sweet potato pies. I got some good reviews on them. Thank y'all.
All right. I think next I would like to speak is our City Marshal, Herbert Fitch.
Good afternoon. I had the pleasure of working with Dana at the sheriff's office. We worked in the jail together. And I can tell you, personally, when I needed backup, he was there. I worked in the transportation department. We transported many prisoners, some of the baddest ones around. And if I needed somebody, I'd pull him out of jail and take him with me, because I didn't have to worry about my back. Got to work with his brother Bruce, side by side. Same thing. You're more family than you were a police officer. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and coming out of those neighborhoods, we tried to take the youngsters and show them that you could achieve something. And you came a long ways. I'm very proud of you. Not only as a police officer, but as my brother. Same thing goes for you, big guy. We got in a bad situation, his brother and I, one night, and when it came to the end, we were both standing side by side, giving each other a hug. That's family. And Calvin, you're going to wait for them sweet potato pies because we in Houma. Right, Mama? We in Houma. We come first. But Dana, I'm very proud of you. Very, very proud. And like I said, I'm proud to call you my brother. Good luck in your future, and you know we're always here for you.
Councilman Harding, I believe, has a few words he'd like to share.
Good evening, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be in the presence of all of you guys here. Yeah, and it seems as if that y'all have a special cologne, gunpowder. But, to say something on behalf of Charbon Parish Consolidated Government, and a special feeling I have within my heart for Dana, and to piggyback on something Calvin had said, was the fact that it's rather difficult, I found, even such as me, who's not in law enforcement, to appreciate the fine line that Dana had to walk, and actually have everyone within this room respect as a man as a whole. He had a speech yesterday, Sunday, and I often hear people say that Dana is the first African-American police chief in the city of Houma. And I think a representative of Mechanicsville and Waterproof and the Colemans and the Ruffins and all of those people that actually has something to do with this young man right here. I know his name. His speech was to know his name, his quality for who he is, not for being the first of one particular race, but for the man that he is, the man for who he has been to all of you guys in here. And I hope that you, in your endeavors as you proceed in your career and whatever God has for you, on behalf of Charbon Parish Consolidated Government, as a unit, as members that you, of society that you protected, and you led all these men, and I'm pretty sure you've been a great leader, so we appreciate you and God bless you.
Next up will be, I believe, Chief Todd Duplantis has something he wants to say.
Just testing. Just bear with me. I've been out for 8 years. I've been retired for 8 years. Just a little story. A lot of people come up to me and ask me, you know, what you've been doing for 8 years. Kind of hanging around the house, doing this, doing that, and I had a guy that told me he works for Zapp's Potato Chips, and they needed a delivery person. So I was thinking of doing that, delivering Zapp's Potato Chips. Went home, told my wife, hey, I'm going to deliver Zapp's Potato Chips. She said, you crazy? But to talk about Dana, I can't talk about his tenure as police chief because I kind of stayed away. I knew he could do what he needed to be done at the police department. I kind of kept up with the media and you know, of course, read things, and I knew he was doing a good job. And watching Chief Terrio speech just now kind of brought tears to my eyes because I see, Dana, you did a great job, you know, taking over the position that I left. Dana, my family goes back many years before the police department. Dana's father was involved in horses. My family's been involved in horses all life. I remember as a young boy going to the horse shows, and I remember seeing Dana's daddy, and I'd see him at the horse shows, didn't know much about him. And I asked my dad about Dana's daddy, and I said, can you tell me what you know about Dana's daddy? And he said, Todd, the only thing I can tell you is he's a good man. A year after I retired, maybe not quite a year, I met Dana's mother. She's here. I met her at Walmart in the checkout line, and she walked up to me. We conversated. I don't remember our conversation. She said, can you hug me? And I hugged your mama. That was, you know, right after you were appointed police chief. And that kind of sent me a message more of Dana Coleman as a man. And I was proud that when I retired, the parish president came to me and he asked me who did I believe would be the right man for the to lead the department, and I told him Dana Coleman. the Ronald Dominique case, you've all probably heard about that. I was the PIO at HPD at that time. Pat Boudreaux was police chief. I did probably the first 10 news releases on that case. I was communicating with Dana. I would put the news releases together. And I know things came out after that case that such and such solved it, this person solved it, that person solved it. The Attorney General's office took it over, and they will work. As soon as they took it over, I mean, we'd heard nothing about the case. But I do know Dana Coleman is the reason that case was solved, the Ronald Dominique case. And that was his communicating on the street. Dana Coleman at a street level solved the Ronald Dominique case. I do know that. Dana was chief of detectives during my tenure as police chief. Many times things would happen. Police department, we went through Hurricane Gustav. We had some serious things. I didn't have to go through an officer passing within the police department. Thank God for that. So if you went through that, I'm sure I can about imagine how hard that was. But Dana Coleman was the guy that when I was police chief, incidents would happen, serious shootings, whatever. He was the guy I could go to and say, Dana, you know, we would communicate on it. Hey, can you handle it? He could handle a press release. He could handle, Dana just, he had it all. I mean, and from seeing Chief Terrio's speech up here, I'm confident I made the right decision in giving to the parish president at the time that Dana was the right man for the job. Dana, you need any more hay? His calls, Dad, hey, they come get hay, you're welcome anytime. I hear you have another job, so good luck with that. If you need anything, I'm here, and congratulations.
And I think Lieutenant Wendell Miles would like to share a few words.
I know how you feel, Travis. I know exactly how you feel. Dana, I just want to say thank you for everything that you have done, and that I can only say that you are the greatest. You're the greatest. And I just wanted to present you with a little something. Please forgive me. I've been doing other stuff, and I kind of forgot about the whole thing. But I remember I had it in my car. It's not wrapped. I forgot to wrap it. The guys on the shift, C platoon, they were sitting in my office, and it was like, we have to do something. And we kind of brainstormed, and Officer Terrio came up with a good idea. So he was like, can you take care of it? I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. So we got you a little something from Platoon C. We heard you had that job, so we wanted to make sure that you was going to get there and do it right.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. Thank you.
We got the largest size they had.
Hey, that's it. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, LT. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's going to match that hat that you got yesterday, huh?
I know.
Is that the picture with the hat on?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, match those boots. So.
All right, I'd now like to recognize our parish president, Mr. Gordon Dove.
You know, when I took office in 2016, the Chief Coleman was interim chief of police, and after meeting him and dealing with him for quite short while, his position was going to be unclassified in April of 16, and so I got with our legal Jews band. We got with Chief Coleman and got with the civil service and was able to turn around and appoint him as chief of police, which is well deserving. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve with him. You know, when Chief Coleman first got in there, me and him met. I said, look, I'll make you a deal. You don't tell me how to do my job, I won't tell you how to do your job. The day a parish president starts telling a professional law enforcement officer how to do his job is where there can be failure. With Chief Coleman, there was, when he had something to discuss, we had things to discuss, but it was he ran the police department. He ran it with his guys, and I think they well respected him. And it was one thing that we had no problems with under my administration with Chief Coleman, and I thank you for that, because you know, we have a lot of other areas out there, and you know, and the chief was committed to, you know, for chasing drugs and doing what he can for help the community, and he's done that, and it's been my honor and privilege to serve with him. And like I said, I've never told him how to run the police department, and he never told me how to run the parish, and we made a good team. And with that, Chief Coleman, God bless you and your family, and I have a plaque to give you on behalf of the grateful people of and president of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. Let me put it. Proclamation, whereas Dana Timon Coleman, son of Will Coleman Jr. and Valerie C. Coleman, was born and raised in the city of Houma, where he grew up on the east side. He married LaTanya and has two daughters, Kristen and Kira. He's a 1991 graduate of Ellender High School, 1995 graduate of Southern University, where he was a participant in Southern University Marching Band, which is known worldwide as the Human Jukebox. Where he started his law enforcement career in Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, where he worked as a correctional officer for 2 years. In 1995, upon completing a stint in patrol, Dana Coleman had the opportunity to broaden his law enforcement experience by working in narcotics as a school resource officer and investigative services, where he found his passion. As detective, his career skyrocketed, where he was appointed as the department's public information officer, where he worked on some of the most serious crimes in the city of Houma, including his representation of the Houma Police Department on the Bayou Region Serial Task Force, where Ronald Dominique was arrested for the homicide of 23 men. And in 2017, Coleman became president of the Louisiana Association of Chiefs of Police and serves as an advisor to the newly appointed police chiefs within the state of Louisiana. Whereas Chief Coleman has a total of 30 years of law enforcement experience, including 28 years with the Houma Police Department, with 8 years as chief of police. Chief Coleman knows wholeheartedly that his success as chief is a result of teamwork and dedication of the department in protecting the citizens of Terrebonne Parish, whereas the parish president and the parish council, along with all of those with whom he has served long and well, wish to extend their heartfelt appreciation to Chief Coleman for his dedication to the Terrebonne's most vulnerable citizens and the many sacrifices of his personal time and effort he has made throughout the past years. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by Parish President Gordon E. Dove on behalf of the Terrebonne Parish Council and the entire Terrebonne Parish government that the extraordinary service of Chief Dana Timon Coleman to the people of Houma Terrebonne is hereby publicly acknowledged, and that he has extended the sincere best wishes upon his retirement with a key to the city. Thank you, Chief. I give you Chief Coleman.
All right, good afternoon. This is definitely a joyous occasion for me to see so many of you assembled here for this event. But before I get started, I know we, gave accolades to myself and we talked about a wonderful career that I had, but I cannot go any further without us pausing for a moment of silence for someone who lost their life during Ida, but they will forever be embedded in my heart, and that is Patrolman, Officer Spencer Bush, badge number 438, that we will forever remember as 438. So let's pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. I come humble, giving honor to my Heavenly Father, because without him, none of this would have been possible. Parish President Dove, the many assembled within parish government, my loving family, friends, colleagues, assembled here, but last but not least, the men and women of the Houma Police Department. Before I begin to speak, I want to remind you of a passage of scripture. You all know that I'm deep and rooted in my faith. And that scripture comes in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and when you get home, you ought to read it. Verses 1 through 8, where it says, "There is a time for everything, and a time for every activity under the heavens." If you keep reading through those verses, I'm going to paraphrase right here for those verses 1 through 8. And I'm going to just tell you, in those verses, it talks about a beginning and an ending. When you look at beginnings and you look at endings, there's an abundance of things, an abundance of occurrences, an abundance of activity that takes place between a beginning and an end. When you look at beginning and endings, relationships are formed. Some are fractured. Lifestyles change. The concept of learning continues. Careers elevate. Careers come crashing down. But in the midst of it all, that time, that season in the beginning and at the end tells you a lot about an individual. Ladies and gentlemen, the time I've shared with each of you as a person, as a friend, as a mentor, as a colleague, as your police chief, has been nothing but amazing. To my administration, my clerical staff, thank you for your sincere dedication. Words cannot express my love for each of you as we ponder decisions on a daily basis only to make HPD better. to my detectives, you are the elite of the elite. Thank you for your sincere dedication. Words cannot express my love for each of you as you came to conclusions to assist many families shattered as the result of tragedy. To the true first responders, who are my communications personnel, remain steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in God's work. The people whom you come in contact with are in crisis, and always remember that you're that voice that gives them peace in the midst of a storm. To our specialized divisions, narcotics, K9, SROs, SWAT members, continue to be mentally focused as you carry out your tour of duties, coming in contact with the uttermost vulnerable of our community. To our patrol division, you are the boots on the ground. You're that initial face that the public sees, and I applaud you for remaining in public service in the midst of the challenges we face daily. To Chief Travis Terrio, this is my message to you as I pass the torch to you, your administration, and the personnel within the Houma Police Department. If you can come stand right here. I want to leave this with you. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerves desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with trouble you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up, whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. As I close, to you, the citizens of Houma Terrebonne, the memories we've created will be forever, forever, and I'll say that again, forever embedded in my heart. Your strength and your encouragement will be carried to my next chapter, to my family, my friends. Thank you for your constant uplift as we progress through this next chapter with the Attorney General's office, as we collectively see it through. May God bless each of you is my prayer, and thank you for your continuous support. God bless you. PD1 headquarters.
PD1 Global Traffic, sir.
PD1 headquarters. 28 years of service. Coming to an end, not by death or destruction. A successful career and a happy retirement. Thank you to the men and women of HPD, and may God bless you as you continue your journey in this law enforcement career. PD1 headquarters is 10-7.
10-4, PD1. Thank you for your years of dedication, service. Baby brother, I love you with everything in me. For the longest, I was the teacher and you was the student, but you became the professor, and I was like a sponge soaking it all up. I love you. Keep going and cowboy up.
All right, as we conclude, I again want to thank everyone for coming out today, and most importantly, everyone that helped out in putting this on, cooks, everyone that helped set up, decorating. Again, just thank y'all for coming out, and thank you for 28 years of dedicated service, and we'll keep on going. Thank you. Thanks for coming.